Hello, hello, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, good whatever, good whenever you are. We are coming towards the end of the Link to the Past Randomizer League Season 4 regular season. We're bringing you a race between Error 216, who is competing for the top seed in the Skull Woods division, and they are against Go, who have locked a playoff spot in the same division, but cannot get higher than that. So calling this race today, I'm Reg. I'm joined by Vexifer. So Vex, what do we got for a mode here?
Well, this week we're doing a co-op Randomizer. So enemies all shuffled. It's a full boss shuffle. So we'll see each boss will be tried to place once, as well as 3 copies. So there's some weird situations you can get 3 of one boss, but for the most part, there'll be 1 of every boss and 2 of 3 of them. But runners are allowed to share information with each other verbally. So we'll be skipping checks all over the place. We'll try to split stuff up and just try to complete the seed as fast as we can. And hopefully laugh a lot at their misery.
Yeah, Randomizer can lead to a lot of miserable situations here. Although, I guess it's worth noting, this is not the first co-op week of the league. I think we actually started week 1 with another co-op All Dungeons, right?
Yeah, yep. Co-op AD was week 1, so this is, presumably should be faster since we don't have to do all the dungeons.
Yeah, and it's just nice little book ending in there. Really brings the teamwork aspects of the league to the forefront.
Yeah, I think that's one of the best parts about the league, playing with friends.
Won't hear any disagreement from me on that. Looks like we're going to be off here in just a sec. And where are we going?
I think someone's probably Houlihan starting on Air 216's side, since they both started Sank.
Yeah, I would expect to see that. And yep, looks like the lane's going for Houlihan. Air's going right to Cac. Scoople's going to check the Hylia Island item. We see a book there.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, this is going to be a play straight into Saha's closet with those boots right away. I will like to point out the nice cross sprite challenge we've got going on here.
Oh yeah, that actually worked out fairly nicely.
I'm sure that was intentional.
Yeah, I don't think the runners had any way of knowing like where specifically they would be in the layout. So the fact that it's crossed instead of right next to each other, and we've got 2/3 of Dark World access in Saha's closet there.
Wow, that's pretty quick. That's always fun. Yeah. Nothing crazy yet, Randomizer-wise, though. I'm a little disappointed. No insta rollers right outside of Link's house.
Yeah, the lane showing us that you cannot outrun a Beamos even with the boots.
And we saw Ether on the Lumberjack ledge as well, so that might be a thing we have to worry about.
Maybe. We'll see that when we get to the Dark World. We did see a map check. We saw a pendant at Desert, crystals the other 2 Light World spots. Guards are lagging the Lost Woods fairly badly there. That's something that Randomizer likes to do.
Yes, especially in Thieves Town.
Oh yeah, Thieves Town is bad enough with the lag in a vanilla enemy layout.
Hey, throw a couple octa balloons into the front of Thieves Town, and then all of a sudden everything stops working.
Yeah, I somehow get the feeling the game was not meant to be played this way, but it's fun, so we're gonna keep doing it.
I agree. Oh, we get bombs on our early treeful there. It's nice.
Yeah. Vortex has 7 of them. Did he pick up a 3-pack somewhere, or did he just get that pull twice and already know about it?
I think he might have just got it twice, actually. But Ari has the same number of bombs, so I'm assuming they both did whatever, the same thing. And we get our cane on a blind's hut.
Kane and a little bit of cash. Ari's gonna have 100 walking out of here. Vortex will too. And especially with that 50 there. So not much need to worry about paying people off in the early game unless somebody wanted to rush King Zora. Which even in co-op, who really wants to do that?
Yeah. Crabs today, just arrows. Oh, we did see a key in the back of Escape, so that does put the front of Hyrule Castle all up in logic.
Yep, and it increases the chances that there's something in the Dark Cross that we're going to have to go for at some point. And to answer a question in chat, Team Go is locked into the playoffs as the 4th seed from the Skullwoods division. Error 216 is competing for the 1st seed, currently a 3-way tie there. If they win, they move on to 33 points. And the Spoilers play both of their games tomorrow. We'll try to catch them. If the Spoilers sweep tomorrow, they're 1st seed, no questions asked.
Yeah, otherwise it's all in Error 216's hands, because if they win, they actually hold the tiebreaker against the Spoilers should the Spoilers split tomorrow. So this game is still important to Error 216 for seeding purposes.
Yeah, but Go, for better or for worse, locked into that 4th seed, just playing for pride, try to spoil Error 216's chances at that 1st seed.
Yep, and I have a feeling that Go's pretty happy with making the playoffs, being one of the invited teams for this season.
Yeah, you take an invitation spot like that, means that the expectations not really super high compared to some of these established teams. But you take it, you have a real good showing anyways, and that's really all you can ask for.
Yeah. As we get the Fire Rod, after sneaking by these Lionels, oh yes, there's our first classic Inamizer death from Delane, dashing straight into a Lionel.
Yeah, Enemizer's like that a lot. I know a lot of runners, like, whereas we're coming up to the castle here, and I mentioned Dark Cross earlier. A lot of runners will do Dark Rooms no problem in normal seeds. Randomizer yeah. Dark Rooms are terrifying.
Yeah, well, it's actually in logic now, because the lane picked up right before dying, picked up the Fire Rod. So we've got advanced logic here. So the Dark Cross is actually in logic for that Fire Rod, which is terrible in Inamizer. And it can be required.
Yeah, especially since he had an empty magic bar before he got those 2 small pots out of those jars. And there is magic in the castle sewers area. Not very much of it though.
Yeah, and you want at least 1 Fire Rod shot for the room, for the actual Dark Cross room, so you can find that chest quickly and not get murked by all the whatever enemies decide that they want to be in Dark Cross today. Oh man. Yeah,
Elaine's got the 2x heart beep on there, but picked up 2 hearts under those spots too, back to full.
Yeah, that's probably one of the this Inamizer probably one of the only times we'll ever see Delane grab hearts in front of Hyrule Castle. Oh, Airy taking the death again. Same little screen. It's kind of a bad screen. We've got a Bob Igor fight here. Excellent.
Vortex. Yeah, sorry. Vortex, though, getting dead rocked in the 2nd room of Eastern Palace here. It was like halfway in the door, and he just could not slip by it.
That's funny. Yeah, the... oh, there we go. Airy getting by the Lionels this time.
Yeah, just got a couple more screens to go before he gets to Ice Rod Cave. And we also did see a flute pickup for Vortex there in that first chest of Eastern Palace, so...
Yeah, that's a good find.
Yeah, that gets you up the mountain, although there's not much to do up there now. That hammer that Airy just picked up, I mean, it's Dark World access more than it's mountain access, but it's something for sure.
It's also a weapon.
Yeah. Fire Rod, not quite a weapon against mini Helmasaurs.
No.
Elaine showing us.
We'll see if Vortex decides to take a chance on the vanilla big key chest.
Yeah, I think we've seen 2 items and a big key in Eastern so far.
Yeah, so maybe we don't have to.
Yeah, very possible.
And we don't. We get the good Eastern. Or maybe we've only seen 1 item.
I thought we saw an item in that chest that he had just opened, in the flute in the first chest. Maybe not, though. Maybe I was looking at Ares pickup and Waterfall at the same time, maybe.
That Bombos medallion is pretty useful in Minimizer. As soon as we find a sword.
Yeah, have to have a sword to be able to use it.
I say Vortex is making. There must be an item here. And if there's not, he's going to feel silly. But he gets through it pretty easy, actually.
Yeah, and then one of the upsides to Enemizer here, you don't have the 4 anti-fairies that are normally surrounding this pot, so you can just pick it up and go.
Oh, you were right. Oh, the compass, though, it might be useful. So now they know they can't go to the back with that hook shot, because new addition to the most recent version of the randomizer is that when you get the compass in the dungeon, you get a little boss icon when you check your dungeon map. So we see Argus, so we can't really do that without the hook shot.
Yep, and that is what prompted Vortex to check his map as soon as he got that compass. Actually, on it, that's another note there. If he was willing to brave the dark rooms without that lamp that Ari just found in a hype cave, he could have gotten to the boss room. No bow needed in Enemizer.
Yeah, you do need the bow logically for those rooms, but you do not need it actually.
Yeah, but we see on Ares map check there, green pendant Turtle Rock, and more importantly, pendant Swamp. But we have already got the hook shot in hand on his side. I actually didn't see where we picked that up.
Hype cave. It was on the NPC.
Oh. Okay, that's why I missed it then.
Yeah, so Go's gonna have to get their hammer, which should be a lot easier now that they've got that flute activated.
Yeah, if nothing else, fluting to 8 means you don't have to try to slip past that Lionel that gave both the lane and Airy fits.
Right, Vortex gonna pick up the fire rod out of Paradox or Mini Moldorm Cave. And we're gonna get a ledge check here, a pyramid ledge check from Airy.
Yeah. Pyramid Ledge would traditionally be an interesting second stop in the Dark World after Hype Cave, but in a co-op setting, you gotta imagine he's gonna take this all the way up to Catfish, get that difficult check out of the way so that the lane doesn't even have to think about it. And then lane will probably start at, like, Village of Outcasts area.
Yeah, well, probably after grabbing the hook shot out of Hype Cave.
Well, there's nothing in the northwest part of the Dark World that you need hookshot for, right? So you can just take the Village of Outcasts down to Hype Cave, that loop?
That's true.
Like, I guess my expectation here, I guess Lane's actually going to go pay off Zora with the 300 rupees that was at Hobo. And then after that, I figure that Ares probably going to go to the mountain with his hookshot hammer combo. And the lane's probably going to take a Village of Outcast Dark World, split up those checks.
Yeah, that actually makes a lot of sense. Because you're right, you really don't need the hook shot for anything other than the mountain.
Yeah. Meanwhile, we see Scoopel Vortex both rushing Hype Cave for that hook shot. And then Scoopel going towards Stig Game. Vortex might very well go towards Pyramid and Catfish like we saw Airy do. And we'll see what they do from there.
Yeah, that one of them will probably go up the mountain and they'll probably split it up the same way, really. I imagine Scoopel will likely do VOO, maybe, right after this. And then have Vortex go up the mountain after.
Yeah, they do lose out a little bit on the ease of access to Pyramid and Catfish unless Vortex goes and does that now, which looks like he might since he's going up. Meanwhile, I'm a bit of a liar. The lane did go rush Hype K for that hook shot, then took the save and quit.
Yeah, I mean, hookshot is just, it is kind of nice in Randomizer just in general, because you can both stun with it and hook through stuff if you need to. It's really good for rollers. So there's a little added benefit no matter where you are in Randomizer, I think. So I understand.
Yeah, and those added benefits all the more important when the lane's still on 3 hearts here.
Oh, missing the hover to the mirror on Spectacle Rock.
That's a bit unfortunate for Airy there, because it means he's got to go either try that hover again or take the long way.
Yeah. No, Scoople doesn't hover, so he'll take the long way.
Yeah, like in an ideal world, you hover and then you either bomb jump or hover back. But taking the long way and then bomb jumping back is still not that big a concern.
Yeah, but we find that mirror, that's it's another big item. It makes routing efficiency a lot better overall.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Airy losing even more efficiency there, losing his bomb jump. Probably just going to take the hook shot across the bridge route here, like we just saw Scoople do.
Doesn't saving and quitting while you're falling EG?
I feel like Rando patched that out in
Oh, I think
the
they
latest
did.
version.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I think traditionally, yes, that has been one of the ways to get it in vanilla.
Oh, that's a very kind old man cave today. I didn't see it on Scroople's side. Pretty simple.
Yeah, like we have seen before runners have to forfeit races because they got soft locked in an old man cave that they couldn't get out of.
Yeah,
Because of Randomizer.
that's a dangerous predicament to try to go through Dark Old Man Cave or something. Or even, I guess, even not even dark. It can be still impossible with an equipment set.
Speaking of equipment, though, 2 swords in Paradox Cave there.
Oh god, this Lionel is...
Yeah, narrow corridors are absolutely nasty for that.
Yeah, we did find a sword in Paradox, so we've got 2, like you said, so...
Yeah, but Master Sword slashes can't actually hurt Lionels. You've got to spin them, similar to Ganon.
It does make you safer to dash through almost everything else. You know, not things with solid collision, that kind of stinks.
Yeah, everything else. Like, swords are definitely a great buff to the boots. It's just Lionels in particular, man.
Yeah. I always love when they put dead rocks in places where you're trying to like hook shot across things because they have solid collision. So you stop in the middle of your hook shot. I died in my race this week because there was a rock in Ice Palace on the spikes that you hook shot across. There was one of the like rock enemies. You can hook shot through it, but as soon as your body gets to it, it stops you.
That's just unfriendly, man.
Now you find out some fun mechanics when enemies are in weird places. Oh, so here we're gonna see it here maybe. Oh no. All right, I wasn't aware that the boomerang didn't stun the rock enemies, like the pod enemies. Had no idea.
Yeah, I didn't either until we just saw it there on Vortex's screen.
Oh, these Hinoxes are disgusting without a sword in Thieves Town. This is like not a very laggy Thieves Town though. It's kind of like, it's fine.
Yeah, it's actually, I'm kind of impressed. This might be the first one I've ever seen.
Yeah, it's like normal amounts of lag. And the flippers though, that's pretty good. Get a nice Harapot along with a love tap from a yellow spike that you can't avoid when you do the Harapot.
Yeah, I wonder if you got lined up wrong, if that spike would just 1.0 you while you're falling into the pot.
And we get the basement key to Hera.
Yeah, and we see the boss up on Shupel's side. Nice little cold stare up there. Complete with the falling ice, but he's navigating it pretty well for the most part. 2 puffs down.
Alright, down goes Cold Stare.
Yeah, and down goes Vortex as well. He ran into a Trinex. No Ice Rod means can't kill it, so he just took the death to get back to the entrance.
Yep, I think that's key. A lot of players and a lot of teams in general just won't go to the back of Thieves Town. In Randomizer, you don't need to bring the Maiden up and unlock the attic, Sunshine, or any of that stuff. You're just able to go straight back to the boss, and the boss will already be there. So a lot of runners just completely skip the basement of Thieves Town, and so the back of Thieves having items is kind of bad usually. Makes for that is a really mean yellow spike. And chain chomps. The back of Skull is really gross.
Yeah, spikes on too wide. Spikes on too wide bridges need to be illegal, man. What's that?
And just take a look at that and wonder. We made it.
He got through impressively well, all considered.
You know, the lane still has 3 hearts.
Yeah, has not found a 4th one, has not pieced together 4 pieces.
Gonna have 2 hearts here in a second.
Meanwhile, we see both Airy and Scoople taking the Hera tile room for an item, but it's only a piece of heart. So I just want to say, killable thieves are actually a nice little quality of life for Randomizer. I like that.
Agreed. I think there's some ladder modes that still have unkillable thieves, aren't there? Like some crazy.
I think Mystery has it as a...
There's an option.
I think so, yeah. But I'm not totally up to date on the ladder.
We did find a blue mail somewhere. I'm not sure where Vortex got that.
I believe that was in the abominable hut in the Village of Outcasts for Vortex.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, that's also a really nice item to have in Randomizer. And we get a land mole on the conveyor belts, which is interesting.
Yeah, Mullane playing it a bit rough with the health here, and especially when they keep short hopping like that. But I think he's got it.
Yeah, I'm gonna play that very safe. Honestly, land mole on the conveyor is terrible, especially on low hearts, because like you can't hit the land mole with your sword or a spin or anything without bouncing into the spikes. Like it's super difficult, especially if they're on the edges. You got to be really careful. And so it's actually a really annoying fight. And so just be really safe with the fire rod. Make sure you don't miss enough to have to lose all your magic, and then it goes down.
Yeah, he did a really good job with that, though. And you saw he didn't even use his entire magic bar there. He still had a shot left at the end. So, well played.
Super safe, super accurate. I think that's the correct way to play it. Randomizer is kind of one of those things where the absolute fastest way isn't necessarily the best way every single time. Safe is sometimes a little is more useful because you'll lose more time dying.
Yeah, it's one of those things. That also applies to normal runs, but Randomizer, like you were getting at, exacerbates that effect by an order of magnitude or so.
And Vortex hits the bomb jump on Spec Rock.
Yep, and that's exactly the same concept we were just talking about. He took a couple seconds to set it up, so he was slower at it than Airy was, but he got it where Airy didn't, so a couple seconds pays off.
Yep, so we're going to get blue mail on the lane side here. And then take the Northward Dark World from Airy. Scoople's going to get the great news about how awesome the back of Skullwoods is.
Yeah, he took one chain chomp hit there, but could not take two.
Pretty sure you also can't actually go that way.
Yeah, back of Skullwoods is kind of a mess if you
We did
don't
find
really
the
know what
cave.
you're doing with it. I'm not even sure where that was.
It was in... Right, Vortex is going to pick it up right here. Yep.
Okay, so in Harrow. I guess that explains why Airy has it too and the lane doesn't.
Oh, Scoople. Oh, he knocks.
Yeah, the cape though, absolutely wonderful Randomizer item. You see it lets Scruple no-sell that spike that was just blocking the bridge to Skullwoods there.
Yeah, the cape, the Cane of Burna, like both of those items, super nice to have.
Yeah, basically anything that lets you look at a segment that Randomizer made super annoying and dangerous and just say no to it.
Yeah, like Bombo's tablet. Bombos is always good. You know, you could just be like, all right, I'm done with this. Not doing this kill room.
Yeah, silver arrows are kind of similar for a subset of enemies, but not quite as widely applicable.
Yeah, I always like to find silvers in Randomizer because it's just nice to be able to silver kill things.
Yeah. And then there's the hook shot that you were talking about early on in the race when we first got it picked up. Also very good for its iframes.
Oh, Scoople's gonna have a rough fight here. It's gonna not be fun.
Yeah, good news is he's got more health than the lane did when he was back here.
Did you just see
So
that
he's
room in the back at the?
No, I didn't.
There are 2 yellow spikes in the first hallway here. So I'm pretty sure the lane is just gonna die on the way back. I don't think there's anything you can do about it. Oh no, we're good. Oh.
Well, that was well played though to get out of there only getting hit once. Scoople's got his Landmolas down. And that's going to be his second crystal of the game. That's actually the most anybody's got.
Yeah, so we've got these other 2 checks, or the other 2 checks in the back of Thieves Town here that we haven't seen yet, that the lane's getting ready to show us.
Yeah. Vortex picked up that book that we saw very early on in the race. We have the mirror, so tablets are entirely in play. And without the mitts, that book also is Desert Palace entry.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we see Desert soon. Bombo's tablet into Desert soon. We're gonna get the 300 rupees off a hobo, looks like. I don't think we've seen any of the Zora area from Go yet.
Yeah, neither of them have bombos, which is the sure sign there. And map and compass in the bottom of Thieves Town.
Oh, would have been a good skip. So Go's gonna save out time there as long as they don't go back later.
Yeah, because who was it? Scoople did skip that earlier. He went straight to the boss room, saw the Trinex in there.
I think it was Vortex, but yeah, Go did for sure.
Sorry, yeah. One of them did.
Somebody did it. Yeah, Scoople still needs to make his way into Thieves Town to get the flippers.
Right. And we'll need well, no, I say we'll need those at some point, but Pendant Swamp. If we fake Flipper hard enough, might not need them.
Yeah, that's a good point.
That ultimately does depend on that book, though, because there's no real good fake Flipper to that book that I'm aware of.
No, but you can water walk. You could water walk from Skullwoods, and take the
I
portal.
said good ones.
Oh yeah, you're right. Okay, fine.
Yeah, you could do that though. Like
It's
that is.
fancy.
Yeah, but it is very not fun.
Gotta think Scoople will go over there at some point.
Likely to be his next stop, I think. After
So
he finishes.
Vortex looks like it's gonna go into Swamp.
Yeah, as a player, I am very heavily biased against Swamp Palace. I don't enjoy playing it. But I think in this situation, well, he's fluting away.
Or not.
Did we pick up just getting potions first?
Or healing? Yeah, probably both.
He's got a lot of money, so definitely fine to do that. But regardless, when you're in a co-op setting like this, the aggressive plays are a lot more appealing, and Pendant Swamp is traditionally a very aggressive play.
Yeah, we'll see if we skip left side when we go in here, but we're getting the same play from Airy. So both Airy and Vortex are going to be in Swamp. We're still looking for quite a few items, so...
Yeah, we know we need the Ice Rod to kill the Trinex that we saw in Thieves Town, and we need... Well, we don't know if we need that Ether Medallion, that's on the Lumberjack. But beyond that, we also need the bow.
Yeah,
and we need the
crystal.
Titansmiths. Yeah.
Pod's a crystal, so we need the bow, and then you're right, yep, Titansmiths, and I think that's it.
Yep, so 3 items minimum, potentially 4, but we know where that 4th one is. It's just a slog to get there.
Yeah, so as soon as we find the Titansmiths, somebody will surely go up and find out whether or not we care about Ether. That's probably a pretty key play as soon as somebody gets the mids.
Right, and if the mids are here in Swamp, I kind of wouldn't be surprised to see Vortex and Airy just mirror right out.
Yeah, but if they do that, then the Ice Rod's guaranteed to be somewhere in Swamp.
Yeah, that's how it always is, yeah.
But again, it could also be in Pod, so there's both. But they're down to Easter. They're basically down to Pod and Swamp for the most part.
Yeah, I mean, there's Desert too, but that's only 2 checks
Desert
with the items we've got. And that's why we do see here the Lane Scoople both in Pod, Airy Vortex both in Swamp, and just waiting to see what pops up so they can tell their partner about it.
The anti-fairy being kind and kind of not pushing us off of the diver down on Aries side.
Yeah, honestly, I think I prefer anti-fairy there to the vanilla fire snake for sure.
That fire snake is annoying.
But yeah, it's like chat's pointing out though, both of these guys just straight to left side swamp before the back, using the diver down to make that faster. Now, I'm a big fan of this when you're missing several items still.
Oh yeah, especially in a co-op setting. I mean, at worst, one person has to do a useless left side swamp.
Yeah, but going to it immediately, and that's...
Viddy.
Well, that's logically killable with what we've got. Viddy, surprisingly low requirements for logic.
Yeah, I think all you need is a hammer, right? You just need a weapon, so a hammer or...
Yeah, hammer, sword, both suffice.
Does a bow alone put it in logic in Randomizer? I'm not sure.
I don't know either, actually, but found the ice rod on the lane side.
Alright, so now we're only just a bow away.
Bow and mitts.
And mitts, yeah.
And another big spike on a 2 wide bridge. That's pretty normal for pod, though, as much as it frustrates me. Like, I feel like I see that more often than I don't in Randomizer.
Yeah. We might get the infamous yellow spike on Torches 1 and GT, though. That's a Randomizer legend.
Yeah, let's not talk about that. Let's not speak that one into existence.
Scoople picks up his ice rod.
And Ares got the mitt, so now we're down to just the bow and maybe that ether medallion. But again, we know where that ether is. It's on the lumberjack.
Yeah, I think both Airy and Vortex might go straight up the mountain just to check.
Yeah, no, they don't even have to go up the mountain. Turtle Rock's the pendant. They just got to go to the Mire region.
Oh, you're right. Nope, you're right. Why'd I say the mountain?
Yeah, because we're so used to having to do Turtle Rock anyways, just because it's there. Yeah, we see here both Airy and Vortex presumably going... No, okay, yeah, Vortex is going with spin strategy. Airy is going with spamming the slashes, which reduces the magic use of the cape there. Which is why he was able to tear through all the eyeballs and still have a little bit of magic left in reserve.
Dash poke strats.
You know, I don't hate that from Airy, because dash pokes are commonly used in a couple specific fights in NMG. Cold Stare comes to mind.
Vortex is purposefully letting the lightning come out to double spin the eye.
Yeah, I think that one makes sense in a world where there is no goo to interrupt you. Vitreous down for Airy to get his red pendant. And Vitreous down for Vortex to get his red pendant. And just Bombo's tablet check, which we already saw on Go's side. It was just 3 bombs, I believe. And then has to be the Mire region check for both next.
Yeah, I think Vortex probably straight flutes. Mirrors and flutes. It's already on the mirror.
Not a straight check for Airy. Going to check the ledge, go into desert first. Or go into Agina first.
Go into Agina. We'll probably still flute to 6. Oh, it doesn't have mitts. Yeah.
No, Airy
does Airy has the mitts?
Oh, Airy doesn't have the flute. He hasn't been to...
Oh, that's right. That's right. So Go might be a pretty big advantage here, actually. And it's Bombos. So they, however, don't know where Bombos is because they haven't done the waterfall.
Yep. So that's advantage for Error 216, I think, here, actually.
Yeah.
They know where
they have the flute.
Yeah, I completely forgot. Elaine's the only one on Error 216 that's been to Eastern Palace so far.
Yeah, and they can finish Eastern right now because we have the hook shot. So Scoople also gonna finish Eastern Palace. Knows where the big key is. Knows there's nothing else around. Knows it's Argus.
Yeah, and it looks like Airy wants to approach Eastern from the Dark World. I guess if there's a bow on the boss, I guess.
Well, you might as well go grab.
Yeah, there's an ice rod there. He can
grab the ice rod.
In case it's like Trinex in Mire or something.
Yeah, and Vortex going into Ice Palace first and not doing any of those water checks. It makes sense. Unfortunately, their Bombos medallion is in the waterfall.
Yeah, but it does make sense, like you said, especially since he's very likely to go to the Zora area immediately after Ice Palace anyways, because he can just mirror and hop into the whirlpool.
Yep. Scoople killing literally every enemy in the Dark World before he finds the one that has the key in the Dark Room.
Yeah, that's how it tends to be. Very annoying, but yeah.
What an interesting room on the lane side.
Yeah, this is the kind of room where a lot of players just pop a medallion and don't care. Yeah, Argus in not his normal arena. Pretty much the same fight as Argus in his normal arena. That water really doesn't make much of a difference.
Yeah, it just makes splashy sounds that, give you something to think about during the fight.
Unfortunately, Argus enters a puff spin cycle right as soon as Aerie kills the last one, so he's got to sit through that even with no puffs. So that's second crystal for the lane. Scrupel actually going to make this his third once he downs Argus here. But she's going to go for the slower phase 2 kill, not use the rod. But it's safer that way, and he's playing 2 hearts.
Yeah, Scruple still does need to go grab the flippers out of the Thieves' Town, but has the Ice Rod now, so can actually kill the Trinex. It's going to work out for him a little bit.
Yeah, I think trying to find that Ice Rod is what he was waiting for, because they knew from Vortex's excursion previously that a Trinex was in there. And now he can one-shot the dungeon.
Yep. He'll probably do that right now, actually, since Swamp has our mitts.
Right.
After potions.
And it's one of those things, he found the Ice Rod in Pod, which is what would trigger him to go there. But before doing that, just clear Eastern because it's there.
Yep, why not? Yeah, we know the mitts were the only thing useful in Swamp as well, so it's going to be a lot quicker trip for Shkoople and Thelaine.
Right. They can skip the left side, they just rush the waterfall room, they don't even have to kill the boss. Now, this room's a little bit nasty for Vortex, so getting pulled around and beaten around a bit, has to burn a potion just to make sure he can get through it safely.
Yeah, that's what you get the safeties for, though, so sure he's not too concerned about that.
Right. And now Aerie got his flute in hand, going to just rush the Argus in the back, and then probably be off to the races with Meyer. And there's a Tempered Sword.
It's a nice Tempered Sword.
Yeah, never going to be sad about finding that item. Very, very good one to have.
Yeah, I mean, especially for Vortex, having not done the Argus fight, Argus is just so much easier with the Tempered Sword.
Yep, Tempered Sword, 1 slash kills the puffs, and it kills, or makes the quick kill easier if you want to go for it, or it means you just have to do half as many spins in the second phase. Your choice.
There we see the Bombos medallion to get rid of everything.
Yep, very, very reasonable choice. Like, it's got a long wind-up animation, but it's much less frustrating than trying to just fight your way through everything.
Argus, or Armos Knights without a bow. Just...
Actually, that makes the Tempered Sword a really, really good find, because the damage tables for the Light World bosses are screwed up in a way that punishes you for having Master Sword against them.
Yeah, Fighter Sword swings do more than Fighter Sword spins to Armos Knights. Same as Master Sword slashes.
Right.
Oh, good. That was a good spinning tempered kill for powder.
Yeah, that was actually impressive. I don't know if that was like calculated, but it was impressive regardless.
Yeah.
And a real nice Argus quick kill on phase 2 from Aerie there. And Scrupel is on the Trinex fight, trying to kill this Ice Head here. This arena is a lot smaller than the normal one, so there's not as much room to do things.
Yep. Takes those out, though. Just gonna probably Master Sword slash all the head a bunch of times and be done.
Yeah, he did not get the double spin right at the start of the second phase on the head there, but still knocked it out without taking any damage.
So Vortex going up the mountain did not check Waterfall after Ice Palace.
Yeah, that means that that 4-item spot for Go has one of the 2 items they still need, and they don't know about it.
Yeah, they're kind of on a timer here.
Yeah, because Ares got his flute activating right now. He's almost assuredly going to go straight to Meyer, learn that that Bombos medallion will get him in. And then at that point, Error 216 just looking for a bow, and they are off to the races. You see their Quake opens up Turtle Rock, so if the runners want to dive into there hunting for a bow, then still don't need to kill Aghanim for that.
That's good. Oh, taking a death, Selene.
I missed, what was he doing?
Fighting Trinex. Died to the snakehead.
Oh, that's unfortunate. He's got his flippers though, so
Yeah, but doesn't have any magic.
Yeah.
Yeah, just gonna leave. Maybe by potions, probably.
Yeah, can't ever have too many potions in Randomizer.
Oh, I wonder if Vortex is actually gonna go into Turtle Rock here.
From his perspective, it's a rather dense set of checks, especially when you factor in Mimic Cave. But he's going to do the Ether Tablet first.
Yep. Shkoople gonna get mitts. Probably follow Vortex through ice, maybe even.
I could see that happening. I guess really it's important to note we're almost to the point where the seed's going to start to come down to a crystal count. And on that score, Shkoople's got as many crystals as the entirety of Error 216 combined. And then Vortex has 2 on top of that.
Yeah, I'm curious to know whether or not Shkoople is going to continue on to kill the boss in Swamp, because we're getting to a point where if the bow isn't in TR, I mean, it very easily could be on PED at this point, because we have full clear of all of these dungeons.
That is true, yeah. And the second bow could be behind the first one, like on Helmasaur in Ganon's Tower.
Yep. I mean, at this point, you got to think about it, especially if you're going all the way to Waterfall Chest anyways, as Shkoople. I'm not sure that they will, but you're going most of the way there anyways. That is a terrible room with a Wallmaster in it.
Yeah. Adding Wallmaster to any room makes it bad.
Red guards everywhere. The hook shot also for stunning enemies so that you could just kill them is also very, very useful.
Yeah, and then that full magic stun prize on top of it. Doesn't really do anything when your magic bar is already full, but a very convenient way to get a refill there.
Let's see if Shkoople goes ahead and kills the boss. Not today. So
yeah, hedging against that one check is another rather... Well, that one's actually not an aggressive play at all, but it's very, very...
safe.
You wouldn't expect to see many people go for that.
No, I would agree with that, but especially Shkoople, not yet. I think Vortex probably not finding anything will finish the boss of Turtle Rock, though, having already done Desert, right? Because after Turtle Rock, what do you have? You have Desert, as far as they know, Desert, and I guess they have Waterfall Fairy, which they just found the Bombos medallion from Shkoople.
Right, and for Turtle Rock in particular, A, it's the green pendant, and B, there is guaranteed to be at least one item on Laser Bridge, so you have to go at least that far into the dungeon to get them all anyways.
I think we also have Spike Cave that no one's checked. So.
No, we saw Spike K from
did we?
earlier. Yeah, and it was trash of some sort.
Right. The big key was vanilla in ice, correct? I'm pretty sure.
I think so, yes. I do not remember for sure, though.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was the vanilla big key chest, the icebreaker chest, and then that's good because then you can just get it on your way and grab the big chest and get that tempered sword.
Right. And we'll see that from Vortex here in just a couple seconds, actually, if he can get through the mini Helmosaurs on ice and all the spikes. This room is very frustrating.
Yeah. That room with anything other than the pin gators, they kind of move into your sword spin when you're walking into the room. It's terrible. Oh, it wasn't vanilla. I don't remember which one it was.
It was rather somewhere along the path, though.
I think it was here. It might have been this room.
Yeah, those red beetles are bad, too. They just take forever and a day to kill.
That's true. There's an item out of Mire that was not a bow. Yeah, so that was the...
Ari confirming for us that killing Argus not the play today.
Alright, yeah, so nothing on pedestal. Good knowledge from Vortex to kill the Enoxes with bombs.
Yep. 2 silver arrows to kill a Hinox, but just 1 bomb.
So to answer a question from chat, the teams are left versus right. Team Go is on the right, and Team Error 216 is on the left. So we still don't have a bow out of Mire, so we're down to Desert, or Vortex is about to find it in Turtle Rock.
Yeah, there are very, very few locations left for that at this point. Although, could be a Pyramid Fairy could have the bow. Ice Palace Mire, the 5/6s.
Yep, that's true.
And we are quite a ways from seeing that because Error 216 can do Mire. Although I guess really they're split right now, but both of Go have done Ice and neither have touched Mire.
Yeah, and Scruple will be doing Mire next, I'm sure. Right, because Scruple actually did find the Bombos medallion.
I would imagine that to be the case, yeah.
Utilizing that Cane of Samaria for some free extra hits on these Armos Knights. Pretty smart.
Yeah, Cane of Samaria does Fighter Sword tier damage, which not very much, but definitely not nothing.
We're just a Moldorm on the goo.
Yeah, kind of annoying only because the goo limits you to half the room, but still a very easy kill.
Alright, so we'll find out here if the bow is in Turtle Rock. The red mail is in Turtle Rock. And the red shield.
Then that means the compass is going to be on whatever the boss is. Good news is we can kill all the bosses.
Yeah, and Vortex, as I kind of expected, not knowing what pet is going to go ahead and just kill the boss.
Even if he did, it's the green pendant, so it's worth doing for that.
That roller, Vortex life flashing before his eyes.
Probably the most friendly roller I've ever seen.
Yeah, it kind of stopped right before it hit him. It's pretty great. Oh, another Armos. Awesome. Double Armos with no bows. This is great. It's everyone's favorite thing. Cane of Burna, a great weapon against Armos Knights.
Yeah, it also does Fighter Sword tier damage, but it does it repeatedly and just absolutely shreds them, as we saw there.
Yep, and so green pendant, that's good. Vortex might actually turn that in and then first.
Yeah, it's a relatively quick turn in with just a flute to 4 or flute to 5. I think 5's a little bit faster, but they're pretty close.
Yeah, we've got Desert Palace here with another chance at the bow.
I wasn't paying enough attention to know if we've seen any items in Desert yet, or if
There's a heart piece. Those dash poke strats for Mary. Nice. I haven't seen that before.
Yeah, I mean, he's used to dash poking in this room a fair bit.
True. And we did get the bow off of the green pendant.
Yeah, go figure. So that actually means that Go is in Go mode.
Yeah, and it's even better that Vortex found that, because Vortex hasn't even done Eastern or Pod bosses, so straight in, do both of these. Yeah, Vortex is quite a bit ahead, and Scruple just needs the big key now to Meyer.
Yeah, and that was somewhere. I don't recall at all where it was.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, I mean, we've got to clear all of Turtle Rock and the boss for Error 216 before we even have a chance to find that bow. Their best hope is that, Magic Bat has a second bow.
Yeah, Magic Bat or Pyramid Fairy would probably be their best shot.
Flame gonna make his way back to this Trinex that we abandoned or took the death on earlier. Should be a little simpler this time, with some potions to back us up.
Right. And then Meyer Big Key on the right side, which, if you skip the cutscene chest, isn't terrible, but it's very far from ideal. Yeah, fighting Trinex in a small, or I guess really I should say a normal size arena, Trinex is just huge.
Yeah, you don't really notice it until you get a blind in there and you're like, wait, this room is huge. Or like Cold Stare in there is also it just looks massive.
Cold Stare in there is really nice because he doesn't have any spike protection.
Yeah, so Vortex got the Ice Rod, going straight for the big key.
Yep, no reason for him to do anything else. It's just those two items and a couple small keys that he needs, but he tried to cape dash there, didn't get the cape part of the dash, and fell for it.
So Scruple making his way back to the Meyer boss here, which is, again, I think just Moldorm. Thelaine finding more items that are just going to take them away from Turtle Rock.
Yeah, that mushroom, just another fetch quest there.
I mean, I guess it could be a second bow, but...
Yeah, there is a second bow somewhere out there to be found. It could be literally anywhere at this point.
Beamos have the same little guard, like, I-beams that guards do, and so you can totally hookshot into them. You'll see that a lot in Hookshot Cave and Inamizer. People will hookshot and then immediately get beamed in the face because the Beamo sees, or they hit the little invisible sprite.
Yeah, and that's just very, very annoying. Those invisible sprites are just the bane of trying to play around guards.
Alright, so Scrooble probably gonna go finish off Desert. And then as soon as that's finished, gonna go grab the green pendant for the bow. I think.
Well, there's no need to finish off Desert there, and I don't recall there being anything in
Oh,
there.
Desert's a pendant. Yeah, you're right. He's not gonna. Guess gonna get the heart container on the ledge. Struvel's on 6 hearts, 7 hearts now.
Yeah, that's a good call to go get that.
That makes sense. Oh, this is a terrible. That's a terrible. Henoxes and bombs, though. There are 4 Henoxes in this room. That's terrible.
Yeah, and like I said earlier, unless you're using bombs specifically, Henoxes are rather tanky. Also, while we were looking at that, the lane found a bow.
On purple chest. Interesting.
Yeah.
That's actually really bad for Go.
Yeah, because Turtle Rock is a much longer thing than the Smith Chain is. Also, Airy is on 6 crystals now. He just kind of came out of nowhere, took the crystal lead there.
Yeah.
Let's look at it. So Airy's on 6 and the lane's on 4, making 10 crystals total for Air 216. Meanwhile, Scruple also on 4, and Vortex only on 3. So that's only 7 crystals now. So the crystal advantage that Go had for a little bit in the mid game, it's kind of evaporated there.
It disappeared.
With their bow being a lot slower. That's not a good sign for them.
No.
The Scruple has finished. I can't count. Scruple's on 5 crystals.
Yeah, he's finished ice as well.
Yeah, if he's finished ice, that puts him on 6.
Yeah, so he's got 6. The only crystal he doesn't have is the one that he needs the bow for.
Right. Okay. So in that case, I failed counting quite badly, and the crystal lead is not quite as good for Error 216 as it looked, but it is still a place where they have an advantage that they didn't earlier.
Yeah, and I mean, Scrooble has to go all the way to the boss of Turtle Rock, so.
Yep, and it's like Smith Chain is generally considered pretty slow for overworld checks, but the 4 overworld checks qualifier there is super important, especially when you're comparing it to the entirety of the very linear Turtle Rock. And there's Ice Palace down for the lane. So he's got to just go to pod, go kill the boss. And then his only crystal left after that is Hera, which is going to be very fast. But Aerie should be the first one into Ganon's tower here, it looks like.
Oh, great 0 cycle from Vortex.
Oh yeah, that was really good. 0 cycle Argus, always super impressive. One of the most difficult things to do in the game.
Yeah, this bow is just so much longer for Go.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate because Vortex originally went into Turtle Rock looking for the Bombos medallion. Like, Go still needed 2 items when he went in there.
Yeah.
So it was a very reasonable play for 7 items. 5 in the dungeon, plus Mimic Cave, plus the Green Pendant turn-in. And it's just unfortunate they found the Bombos while he was in there, I believe. So that bow put them in Go mode. And they had no shot of finding the other one because of that.
Yeah, just a little bit unfortunate timing on some of the checks, but you never know. Ganon's Tower Randomizer is the great equalizer.
Yeah, and that's what we're going to be hoping to see, some absolute shenanigans in Ganon's Tower if you're rooting for Go here.
Yeah, so Vortex's Mire clear will be fairly quick because Vortex knows where the big key is.
Yep, he's just going to have to go to the left side to hit that crystal switch and then not check any of the chests and go straight to the right.
Oh, we have a vanilla Helmosaur, I forgot. I didn't even mention that when Vortex did it.
Yeah, and I think the only duplicate boss we've seen so far is Armos, right?
Yeah, I think so. That opens up... So that opens up an Ice Trinex requirement. You love to see it.
Yeah, sure, let's go with that. Trinex is bad enough when you let him make his own ice. When you don't even have to do that, it's just... bleh. But yeah, going through, I think Blind and Mothula are the two bosses we have not yet seen.
Yep.
We've seen every other one, Armos twice.
Oh, chat saying that Desert is also a Moldorm.
Oh, and we did not see that because of technical issues.
Yeah. Oh no, poor Vortex.
That's unfortunate. Luckily, getting grabbed out of the middle section, not as big of a deal as getting grabbed out of the back.
Scoople not gonna do the Canaberna strats.
Yeah, Canaberna strats are really nice, but you've got to be thinking about them in the moment, which sometimes you're just not. And the lane on his way up to Ganon's Tower. Chat's guessing where the big key is, and Chat also reminding us Scoople doesn't actually have Berna, which I don't remember where that was.
Oh, that's true. Look at that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Berna in Hookshot Cave, which no need for Scoople to have checked that.
Yeah, and Thelaine is gonna just finish up their last crystal dungeon in Hera.
Yeah, and that's, even though it's a cold stare on top instead of a Moldworm, that's still going to be pretty fast. So I expect the lane to only be entering Ganon's Tower a couple minutes behind Aerie here.
Yeah, Vortex still has to finish Mire.
Yep, and Scoople still has to do Pod.
Getting DM strats from Aerie.
I like this in co-op especially, just because DM hits the relative density. The only 4 chest room that it misses out on is the rando room, but that's relatively slow to get to compared to what Aerie's doing here. DM is a little bit famous for being the highest chests per minute strategy through the tower. The only problem is if the key is in rando room, you have very thoroughly lost time. And that's 7 crystals for the lane. That's a big key for Aerie, so the lane can take the optimal route through Ganon's tower, which I believe actually was DM because there were no small keys in Hope Room.
Yeah, I think you're right. And they got half magic. Aerie found half magic in GT, which is really useful for the climb.
Yeah, I believe that was in the Stalfos room, so pretty convenient, which means the lane should be picking that up as well.
I think Scoople will actually be in the tower first for go.
Yeah, like Meyer, not the slowest dungeon in the world, but Scroople's like 3 rooms from Helmasaur, while Vortex is just now entering.
Yeah, at this point there need to be some pretty crazy shenanigans go on in this gauntlet here.
Yeah. This first room, not inspiring confidence if that's what you're looking for.
No. What is this easiness? Come on.
Like a couple Hinox. I mean, they take a lot of slashes, but not super threatening overall. Where are the Lionels, man?
I don't know, man. They're even in the heart pack.
Yeah, and then on the lane side, we see him skipping chests because he knows those Hope Room chests are entirely junk, but he did get the half magic chest. And there is Scoople's 7th crystal. And here's our Mothula.
Yeah. Also not a very difficult boss to find.
Yeah, Mothula outside of his own arena is kind of a joke. Okay, so these Wizrobe replacements, while not super threatening, definitely more annoying than the Wizrobes are.
I would have bombos the crap out of this room.
I think you would have saved time for doing so too over what Aerie showed us.
Either that or just at least fire routed the berries. Oh, that's annoying. They have the cape though.
Yeah, Cape is... just use it. Don't risk anything at this point, even if you feel like you're comfortably in the lead. Just don't risk it, just go.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they really do feel it. We know they are quite a bit in the lead, but I don't know that they feel they're in the lead. They almost last located other than Turtle Rock, the bow there. They're gonna think, well, if our opponents win to Turtle Rock, then we win, but and they'd be right.
Yeah. Aerie could have killed something in there for a key, I think, but there was a bailout key in upstairs Ganon's tower.
And we just get the Vitreous here.
So this means that the only blind in the seed was at Ice Armos?
I guess. Yeah, it has to be. We know all
Yeah,
the other bosses.
Yeah, full shuffle.
Yeah, since blind I think can be... Well, not necessarily, because blind I don't think can be in Moldorm or Moldorm 2. So we could have tried to place him there, and we could just not have a blind.
Though, I guess the full shuffle does have that quirk, doesn't it?
Yeah. The wording kind of makes it seem like they're supposed to be one of every single boss, but the way that it places it, you can have situations where you have 3 of a single boss or 2 of 4 different bosses or something like that if they try to place them in weird places. No, the wording seems to suggest that, but if it tries to put a Trinex in Moldorm 2, then it replaces that Trinex with something else, and that Trinex counts as something they tried to place. At least, you know what? That's just what I've been told by multiple people at this point. Plus, we had a seed that had 3 Helmosaurs as an async a week ago.
And while that was happening, Airy got, what, 4 cycle Agatu there?
Yep, getting ready to drop it again.
Blue Ball kept it from being 3 cycles, unfortunately, but that's how Agatu is.
Yeah, it only gives you the good patterns whenever he's going to throw a blue ball.
Yep, and the lane only a couple minutes behind here, lighting his torches. And then Trident spin there for Airy. Tempered Silverless Ganon fight, really the bread and butter for NMG runners, and Airy rather good at that. So what is this? 1 more hit, and then actually 2 more hits.
Yep. Now we're done. Yeah, 1 more hit.
And then did you find the silvers?
In the Dark World, in Turtle Rock. Oh, Light World.
Light World, because it's the green pendant turn-in.
Oh, that's right. They actually know that, I think. Like, it has to be. Because I think they cleared the Light World. Except for Mimic Cave. I guess they didn't do Mimic Cave either. But that would be Death Mountain.
Yeah. So if they think about it, then yeah, I'm pretty sure they know that it would have to be there.
I don't think they care.
I don't either.
See how this Agatu fight goes for the lane.
Yeah.
And down goes the pig. So get your GGs in chat for Arior, who's gonna finish with the race time GG time of 1:15:34,
which is an absolutely silly time for Randomizer, even with co-op.
Yeah, that's quick.
And that's Agatu down for the lane. He's just got his Ganon fight left. And we are joined by Airy here, but going to ask you to hold tight for a sec while your teammate kills Ganon.
Yeah, Flame's not going to be joining the interview. He's still not feeling super well, so kind of wants to save his throat.
Absolutely respect that. And 2 phases down, his Ganon fight looks a lot like yours so far.
He's taking decidedly fewer hits, so that seems a bit better.
Yeah, but he's also got less health than you did. And then on Go's side, we see Scruples up at torches with the less than pleasant spike there. Vortex starting to get upstairs, entering the gauntlet here. Here's Torch Glitch for the lane, and this should be pretty smooth sailing the rest of the way. At this point, the question here is the lane kill Ganon before Scruple kills this Vitreous. It should be pretty close either way. Yeah, there's the dead Ganon. And that is the lane taking the win for Error 216 with a time of 1 hour, 18 minutes, and 5 seconds. Shkoopel about to enter his Aga 2 here. And with that done, you saw it in race time already, Ari, but you see the Turtle Rock clears on Shkoopel and Vortex's tracker. That was the pose. And that was kind of the big deal towards the end game here.
Yep. Well, that, and, let's talk about the win for you real quick, though. This kind of, you did everything you could to try to secure that first seed. Now it's up to the spoilers, whether or not they split or win out, because I think you guys hold the tiebreaker.
Yeah, we were 1-1 against spoilers, so I'm not sure how that exactly works. Like,
It's record against other playoff teams.
Okay.
Yeah, Jossie was doing some math on that pre-race, and he told us, unofficially, mind you, just unofficially, you guys have the tiebreaker.
Okay.
Yeah, so if they split, you guys are the first seed. If they win out, they're still the first seed, with just by virtue of having more wins.
But this isn't financial advice.
No.
Okay.
No, it's also not. It's not financial advice. It's not legal advice.
It's Drosy advice.
Okay.
Yeah.
We take those.
But I guess ultimately that was kind of the big thing this seed. Other than that, it seemed pretty straightforward. I mean, you got a 115 on it. You don't usually do that unless the seed's really straightforward, especially in Randomizer.
Yeah, but like co-op definitely helps so much. Just being able to skip half of the dungeons, it just makes routing a lot more straightforward. So it cuts out a lot of the extra time. Randomizer just adds a lot because you have to play very differently, and you just take a lot more damage. You play more safe. So between 110 and 125 is definitely kind of the standard range for co-op Randomizer we found.
Yeah. You kind of came in towards the lower end of that, which is pretty solid.
Yeah.
Although you did mention taking more damage and just the way Randomizer treats you. Your partner was on 3 hearts for, like half an hour, it felt like?
Yeah, that seems to be about the way it goes. Turns out that the things I checked had hard containers, but they were also very much out of the way. So it's like, yeah, there's a hard container in Bonkrox, like if you want it. And he's like, nah, not gonna grab that. It's like, there's also one in Race Game. Nah, not gonna get that one.
Yeah, that sounds about right. You want to go fast, and going out of your way isn't fast. I think he only really got punished for it once, maybe twice, so...
He just ran into a Lionel once.
Yeah, that Lionel was actually pretty rough. I also ran into that Stelphos that jumped out of the air at the exact same spot.
Overall Stelphos are the best in Randomizer. They're just hilarious.
Yeah, and then just... I do want to note, Shkoopel did kill Ganon. Gonna cross the bridge here, be done with a time of 1 hour, 21 minutes, and 21 seconds. And Vortex is in his Agatu fight, so... You'll just have to kill Ganon himself.
Yeah, so that Lionel, Go never got to experience the joy of that Lionel because they found the flute in Eastern Palace before they went to Ice Red Cave.
Oh, yeah, that probably cuts out a lot of the overworld deaths.
Yeah, because honestly, I feel like that Lionel screen, probably the most difficult one in the seed besides those 2x2 bridges. Like, I think those were basically it for the real difficulty, it felt like, watching through.
Yeah, I think it was relatively tame. Most dangerous boss probably Trinex or one of the Vidi bosses.
Yeah, Trinex in that tiny arena is never that fun.
Yeah, your GT climb was, basically Enoch's heaven.
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah, it wasn't particularly interesting, but yeah, also kind of nice to not have to really worry about your life.
I guess that does wrap up the regular season for you. Like we discussed earlier, we don't know who you'll be playing in playoffs yet. But no more matches for you until we figure that out.
Yeah, we have a week off next week, right? Because of SGL.
I don't remember off the top of my head.
I think so. I think Open has maybe 1 week off, and I think Invitational has 2, actually. because they wanted to end the season with Invitational.
Yeah.
But maybe I'm wrong. Chat will correct me, I'm sure. Yes, I'm right. See, there we go.
2 weeks. All right.
Fear's got my back.
Yeah, and if anybody knows this thing, it's probably Fear Agent. Shout outs to him for helping run the show. And then I think Vortex just has 2 or
Probably.
3 spins left.
Maybe 1. Yeah.
Okay, just 1. So he's going to cross the bridge here in a sec, and that will bring an end to the race.
Vortex, we weren't going to call you out on the missed fire rat shot. But you called yourself out in chat, so I guess we'll ask you about it.
Yeah. If you call yourself out, then you get called out. Sorry. And we do have Scoople and Vortex up here with us now, so GG's to both of you.
Hey, GG. GG.
And I guess kind of discussing it with Ari, and I think you guys saw it from chat while we watched your Ganon fights finish out, but ultimately, aside from bow shenanigans kind of being what they were, the Randomizer side of the seed really felt quite friendly, it felt like, compared to some of the stuff I've seen.
Yeah, I mean, I got to avoid most of the worst of it because I did find that flute. I just didn't have to do any tough world traversal. Like I just got to go everywhere, and luckily I heard you guys talking about Lionel by Ice Rod Cave. I actually found the flute as Scoople was doing mini Moldarm, and I just told him to not bother with Ice Rod Cave. Come get the flute because he got the bottle too. So, but yeah,
Must be nice.
Yeah, must be nice getting a bow not off Armos in TR. So
That as well. Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely feels bad because he's clearing Turtle Rock and kind of bummed that it's completely empty, and he's like, "Oh, bow on green pendant." So like, "Oh, that's a go mode. We're out of here." If there's no other bow, we just routed this thing pretty dang well, but turns out not today.
yeah, we had a pretty good idea that if they finished before we were like well on our way in the GT climb, there was another bow. Because we skipped all of Desert, we skipped Escape, we skipped Back at Thieves, we skipped, I don't know, felt like we skipped an awful lot. Yeah, Smith Chain. But if, and we knew that, they might have skipped some of that too and made the call to TR, but we felt like we did Swamp before Flipper checks, which turned out to not matter a whole lot because you had to do the Flipper checks anyway. I guess we didn't do Zora or the Ledge, but
Yeah, we fake flippered over the water walked over there early after getting the hammer, so we knew where the Bombos was, which was pretty nice. Also helped with the early cold stairs.
Actually, there is something I want to mention again while I'm thinking about it. You mentioned the bow behind the Armos Knights in Turtle Rock. I think it was a Vortex. You had the Armos fight in Ice Palace?
Mm-hmm.
You got a quick kill on it with the sword?
Yes, I did.
How intentional was that on a scale of like 0 to what the hell was the hat? That was impressive.
I mean, like a 2. I mean, I was always trying to hit multiple at once with spins, but it wasn't.
It just worked out
I wasn't
that
counting
way.
hits or anything. No, it was.
No, even if it was just sheer coincidence on how that worked, that's I'll probably never see that again. But I'm glad to have gotten to see it once at least.
It actually happened for me as well, but that one was completely accidental. In Ice Palace.
On this seed, or?
Yeah.
Oh,
I got the last 2 killed at once.
Both of you did then. And I just completely missed the second one, I guess. I feel
You
bad
missed
about that
the
now.
golden egg of seeds where you both get the armless quick kill without a bow.
Yeah, damn.
Yeah, I don't know. This is a fun seed, I thought. We're feeling really good for most of it, and just, the way she goes.
Yeah, that's definitely unfortunate.
Yeah, I'm curious who had mitts first.
Oh.
Mitts was very close. Like, we had a situation where I think it was Airy and Vortex. You were both in Swamp at the same time, and while the Lane and Scruple were both in Pod. And I think Vortex, you got them first by like a few seconds, maybe.
Did you do left side immediately as well?
I did too.
Yeah, you both immediately just diver down left side, and I think it was just Vortex was in there first by like not very long.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, so we felt pretty good about those and checked Meyer area, and then went to ice because I didn't want to go to pod and get the ice rod, just on the off chance that I was like, we already know where one Trinex is. I'm just gonna bet that there's not another one, so I just was kind of doing things I knew I could, and yeah, I think if I do waterfall after ice, I just sort of brain farted on it. It was between DDM and Smith Chain in my head with the powder, and I was just like, let's go DDM. I kind of wanted to find out if we needed that ether, and so that's the call I made. If I did waterfall, I think Scoople probably would have done that after getting the mitts anyway. I think he probably would have gone up to Dark Death Mountain over Smith Chain, but maybe not. I don't know. So this I think would have been a tough sell for Smith Chain for us, even with the early mitts.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. In hindsight, we probably delayed Dark Death Mountain too long anyway, but we were just kind of. It was kind of awkward that one of us did Meyer and the other one did Ice Palace, so I kind of had to do Meyer to set up for Pyramid Ferry, while Fellaine did Smith checks and finished off Trinex to make sure that he wasn't too far behind on crystals and all that, so he could do Smith Chain after that. And it just turned out to be right.
The only real time that I think we would have done Smith Chain is if I had cleaned up Cave 45 right after Swamp into Smith Chain. I think that's the only way we would have done it. Before, we might have. Yeah, I don't know. I think we would have done Pyramid Ferry in front of Escape, but.
Yeah, no, I don't think there's a world where we do it, honestly.
Yeah. I think that is the only time, and with Flute, I think 10 times out of 10, I do Meyer area to check if we need that ether on Lumberjack. And then the
for sure. Yeah.
So. And then, I guess there might be times where things line up a little differently for us. If Scoople's done with some stuff earlier or whatever, maybe he does that, before I'm done with TR. But the chain to the mitts was so long that, because he hadn't gotten his flippers yet, because he just decided to head over to Pod and Eastern since it was clearable after doing Graveyard Ledge. So he just he did that, so he didn't have his flippers, so he needed to go into the Dark World, and then he could kill Trinex, and then had to go all the way through Swamp, and then I had found Tempered, so he was going to do that first thing after mitts regardless. So it just was going to take too long for the second person to get mitts, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. It was, like Scoople said, it was a fun seed. I'm not I don't want this to be a diatribe against progressive bows or anything, because I don't know, if I always pretend that one of the bows is the silvers, and if the one we got was the silvers, we just we sort of got bailed out a little bit, right? Or I did, at least. Scoople lost time because of it, in comparison to that scenario, but
That's
But
just
like,
how
if
it
the one you
goes.
guys
And
got was that, yeah,
yeah. If it was the other way around, then you guys are in a very comfortable position headed into
Yeah,
the
we
end
just-
game of the seed.
we
Yeah.
just win if it's there. So like, I don't know. I don't find that much more interesting anyway. I like, even though the race was less close as a result of this, I think it's like, I don't know. I think it's a little more interesting that like both of us got different bows and like could finish the seed. I don't know.
Yeah.
There's something I like about that, even though we were on the losing end of it.
Yeah, definitely. Might as well have been like the other way around in a different case. So, I like it when there's two different votes available, but I'm
I
not
like them
sure.
to be
I'm not sure
limited.
how much it. I'm not sure how much it actually changes because
Yeah.
like one bow is still going to usually be more accessible than the other anyway, and it feels good when you find a bow very much out of the way and then you realize that your opponent found one and like, yeah, just on the way somewhere. It's like, okay.
Yeah, because silver arrows, they're nice, but they're not game breaking or anything.
No.
And that's basically what that scenario means you have over your opponent.
Yeah. But there were definitely also situations where I think I lost my thoughts. Never mind.
Now, there's
But yeah,
situations like this where both bows kind of suck, so it's interesting when you
Yeah,
see both of them show up.
definitely. I think, like, I felt really stupid when Shkupel got Bombos out of Waterfall after Ice, and I was already in TR. And it's like, well, we're bow for go, and I'm already at Chomps, so I'm gonna continue, and just felt worse and worse. And obviously, he ended up getting both items in Mire, but I was gonna tell him to like look for them anyway, because if there's a bow in Mire, that's way better than coming into TR. But
yeah,
I don't know. I'm glad it wasn't. I think I'm glad it wasn't Pyramid Fairy or Front of Escape, honestly, because like that feels even worse with free Bombos, and like your path after Mitts is pretty clear.
yeah. If it was
So-
Pyramid Fairy, it probably would have been real close.
Yeah. GG's again. It
Yeah,
was a
thanks
fun
for
scene,
races.
Fun race.
Yeah, and I can definitely say it was very enjoyable to watch. Didn't see the usual Randomizer shenanigans, which is honestly probably good from a frustration standpoint because Randomizer can do some really silly things, which I think you guys know better than I do even. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Not
that's
as
fun. Good race.
not as fun from a viewer standpoint to not have ridiculousness though.
Yeah,
I
It's
think
still,
in
a,
all
still
the-
a good race.
In all of the practices Shkupel and I did, we had completely vanilla, boring chicken hut. It was great.
That's the
Maybe-
life.
Maybe
That-
we just all handled the seeds so well that we didn't notice the Randomizer shenanigans, you know? Maybe.
Probably.
Yeah,
the only real shenanigans that were there was just the spikes on the two wide bridges.
Yeah. And the back of Skullwoods was pretty unfriendly.
That was pretty bad too.
Yeah, that's one of those two wide bridges.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I went into back of pod planning to hammer jump because I knew where the big key was. I had one. I was like, okay, cool. Like, seems like a situation to hammer jump. And then I got to the spike and I was like, oh, that's not possible. Which is like it's one. And then
Yeah.
I took like retries to get past it because I couldn't activate my cape.
But yeah, I think with that, what do you guys think? I mean, both teams are in playoffs. What do you guys think going forward into playoffs? Nobody knows their opponents, but I mean, how do you guys feel about the playoffs modes? How do you feel about getting to playoffs at all?
I mean, I'm ready, dude. I did a Ambrosia seed this morning. I'm a power pendant player, and I last located my flippers on the pyramid in an Aga seed with mirror when I did Aga. So we're gaming. We're ready to go. 2 hours for a 7-7 in Vroja. So yeah, looking forward to it. Other playoff teams, beware.
I'm
Yeah.
shaking in my boots, but I need to find. But I need to fight them first. So
Yeah, I mean, it's our first invitational season, right? So making playoffs is just gravy. So we'll take it. And if we make it any distance, it'll be pretty cool.
Yeah, a great position to be in, really. You can just kick back, play your game, let it fall.
You? Nobody really
Not-
expected it, maybe, except for Fear Agent. You know, shout out to him. And yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, the like not getting relegated was the goal, especially like for me coming in as like I feeling like we didn't win our way in per se, like we didn't make top 4 or whatever. Like just not getting relegated was all I needed out of the season. So making playoffs is great. So looking forward to it.
yeah, I get to play cross keys. So I don't know. I don't know how happy I am.
I'm with you.
All right. Well, I think that's about a wrap for us today. For this stream, I think Reg, you know what we got later on?
We've got a couple other races. There was one that started about 40 minutes ago. There should be another one starting in about 20 or so minutes on this channel.
Yep.
And then an hour after that at 4:10 p.m. we've got one on SpeedGaming 6. And I think some of those matches, I'm not sure about the playoff implications there, but I think they might have definite implications on some of the standings there. And just, even if not, a lot of pride to play for with the invitational runners.
Yeah, I mean, in addition to that, SpeedGaming 2 is still hosting the SpeedGaming Live event, as well as a lot of the other SpeedGaming channels running some of those tournaments that are as part of that SG Live event. And so be sure to check some of that out.
Yeah, SpeedGaming Live is good time. So if you're at all interested, obviously Link to the Past is part of it. Various other Zelda games, randomizers. But if you're interested in pretty much anything, you can probably find something close to it there. But yeah, I do think that will be pretty much a wrap for us. Had a great race. Want to give just big shout outs to our trackers Scott G and Lady Laura Linda. And I think that will be it for us.